right, here we go. All right, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, so lately, I guess your main concern right now is what? Finding out levels and everything.
Well, I think I know what happened today because I know you were saying let the 5-minute orb be a support.
Uh-huh.
Were you on regular candles or Hakanashi?
I was on regular.
Okay, because if you look at it, I went back and forth, and like the Hakanashi, it was inside the orb. And so I just think I panicked when it was like, okay, you got this meeting, this person is speaking, and then you had those big red candles. I was like, okay, I'm out.
Gotcha. Okay. I see what you mean. I definitely see what you mean now. Okay. So we're definitely gonna switch it up a little bit for now. I see what you mean because I see the orb, and you was definitely inside the orb with the Hakanashi, and with the outside with the regular candles, it was definitely outside the orb with a small opening wick.
Right.
And so forth. So that's we're gonna concentrate or base this here on the wicks. When we do long term, long term swings and so forth, we can definitely use the Hakanashi because the Hakanashi definitely works better with long term plays.
Okay.
But with day trading and so forth like that, we're going to just spice it up and change it up a little bit because I see certain things right now that's happening to the market that's beyond our control. So remember, I said almost every month I have to think of a different type of strategy going on into the week or going on into the month because of these market makers doing things so rapidly and so forth and behind the scene that we can't control.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to definitely switch it up here. So the first thing I want you to do, okay, when we're definitely day trading, we're definitely going to put it up under the regular candles. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what we're going to do was called, and I did this before too, and I always do this. I always tell you guys to do the drop down menu. The drop down strategy, where we try to look at the confluences from the from the day, from the week, drop down to the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and drop down to like 10, 15 minutes or 5 minute time frames. Well, we're going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it simple as possible. Remember the video, the videos I showed you?
Yes.
Yeah. So I got a little something, ideas and so forth for that, and it's been working. Okay. So this is exactly, and we're going to use kind of like we're going to use more indicators, but the two main indicators that I want for you to actually just the order block, and there's a new one that I check. It is kind of like an order block, but it's called a support and resistance channel. Okay. So it's definitely like if I put it up, it's just simply support and resistance type channels, levels that the particular stock has gone in or went to or arrived or magnet to and either drop down, moved up, or whatever the case may be. All right. So but it's exactly, and if I put up the order block, it's basically the same as you can see. But the reason why I like this one here too, and I like it more on the lower time frames because it gives more accurate levels than the order block. But I still use both. I'm using both, and I've been practicing on both to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. So here's my thing, and this is the only thing that I'm going to be doing from now on for you guys. Okay. The only thing I'm going to be checking is first up, of course, like I told you, the regular candles. Actually, you know what? Let me do something. Hold on 1 second. Let me go to another. Let's see. I don't like this one. All right, let's go to this. Oh no, you know what? No, I don't like one either. This is my old charting that I used to have. This old stuff.
Who is the support resistance channel by? Is it by Lonesome?
No, let me get it right now for you. Hold on one second. Let me back into this. It's SR channel.
Yep. Okay, I got it. Okay, got it.
Is that the one? Yep, that's the one. Actually, I need to put it in my favorites too. All right. So before I use anything else, and let's go to a stock that I rarely. Let's go to Dell. I hardly use Dell. I hardly play Dell anymore. All right. So let's go to Dell. So the first thing I want to do is go on the daily to see where the market is heading and see what type of number one, what type of candlestick pattern or chart pattern that I can find. Okay, that's the first thing. I try to go back as much as I can to see a previous level with this particular stock, and there's one right here. So this one here, I would just basically I would just set it up right here as one of the levels, because as you can see where this hits right here, it bounced from, as you can see. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at right now. Okay, it's probably want to go on the upside right now. Okay, another thing that I'm looking at here is this here. All right, so what that means here, this is a nice gap down. All right, so it probably wants to fill it up, but I don't really look at this particular gap down. I want a gap down like here. Okay, and as you can see, this gap from May 26, it got filled July 1st. So it took a couple of a while for it to fill. But if we can find something soon, and I'll show you when we get to the lower time frame what we did with SPY today, that's what we're looking for, especially in a day trade. So I'm not really concentrating on that. The only thing I want to see is what some type of pattern, what story that this stock is telling me. So right now, this stock is telling me ever since here that it's been on a range. It went up, went back down to that price level. That price action pushed it back up. Then again, the sellers came in, pushed it down to this $36, around $36.50, $36.60 range, and brought it back up. Okay, so this here would be a level that I should concentrate on right now. Why? Because now what it's telling me is, okay, right now it might turn into this previous action, this previous story. All right, as you can see, it touched it twice, at least once, two, three times. It touched it 3 times, and it's trying to move up. All right, there's really no higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high as of yet, because it's been stagnant for a while, and it actually went down on the 25th. So I'm not concentrating on that, but at least try to find a good area of support, and that's what we did right here. All right, then here's what I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and first, I don't want you to put both at the same time. And actually, let me show you something crazy. All right, I'm going to take this. I'm going to blank just this here. All right, so I'll put on the order blocks first, and I'll see certain levels that this particular stock has hit. All right, then I would take my tool, my horizontal ray tool. All right, then I would mark these levels. As you know, we're right here. Actually, where are we? Yeah, we're right. Let me go back. Oh, yeah, so we're right here. So what I do now, I would go ahead and mark these levels real quick. And this is crazy. I'm going to show you something. I'll mark these levels. All right, mark this level, mark this level. So this is kind of like a order block. So these are the order blocks that I'm talking about. I'll go ahead and mark that, mark the high, mark the low, mark the high, mark the low. And in between, as you can see, these were previous levels that's been broken. And since it's in gray, it's faded. What it's telling me is, and always, you always got to remember this, what it's telling me is it has some type of importance. Okay, even though it's been broken, it has some type of importance. So if we bring back the stock, as you can see, you see how it was important here, it was important here, it was important here before it broke down. So now it might be important in the future within the next week or two. So that's what I would like to do, is go ahead and jot those two as important levels, even right here. Okay. That's it. All right. Once I do that, I'll go ahead and X that out. Okay. Remember, these are from the order blocks. Now, once you put this SR channel on, majority of it are actually the same, almost identical. So that's telling me right now, these are very important levels that I definitely need to concentrate on or just look for. All right. So you can just bring it on and off and just watch those levels. Now, as you can see here, this is a SR channel here. So it came close to the order block channel. So I'll just go ahead and leave it here. I don't want to change really anything yet. I'll just go ahead and leave it here. So everything looks good right now. Okay. So that's what you want to see. All right. Then I would exit out again, take everything out. Then I would go to my 1 hour. I love the 1 hour because the 1 hour, we can definitely find swings on the 1 hour time frame. All right. So once that happened, I'll go ahead and add my SR channels. And now I want to find some very important support and resistance on the 1 hour time frame. And then what I could do is go ahead and jot it again. Now, here's the thing that I want you to do too. Once you go to different hours, I want you to change the bar color.
Okay. I saw that last night.
Yeah, I want you to change the bar color. Okay. It's very important because now you can go back and say, okay, well, this is a green bar or these are green lines. Okay. That means it's on the daily. So once I go to the hour, I'll go ahead and change it to probably, let's say something like this. All right. And then I'll probably bring up just a tad bit more, just to see it. So now I know this is on the hourly. Then I'll find other support and resistance type levels, and I'll do the same thing. This one here, this one here, this one here. Now, since we're all the way up here, these are important levels on the 1 hour. So I'll go ahead and again, since it's here, drop this here. I wouldn't drop here because see how close that daily level is. So I know for a fact this is a level I'll concentrate on too. Then I'll drop it here. Then you see how close it is to that support here. I'll leave it alone. Then I'll go here to the 1 hour, this particular support. And why this was a support, you can see that story right here manifested right in front of your eyes right here. That's all I'll do. Okay. Then I'll take that out. Look at that. Then I put the order block on. And as you can see, the order block, everything is almost identical. So I really won't change anything right now because I don't want to put too much lines on there to confuse us and so forth. So as you can see, okay, everything is looking good. Let me go down here. Let's see what's going on here. Bam. Everything is right around the same with those levels. So I wouldn't touch anything. I'll probably, because of this, I'll probably do here and here. That is it, because previously this was a level, a particular level of support and resistance that either broke down or broke through. So this is very important because it may come down back to this line here of 37.93 before it pushes up, because you can see here on the hourly, it has a lot of room to grow, a lot. All right. So this is for tomorrow, for the following week on Dell, this would be the only level that I would watch as far as for a long-term swing, at least for a week because of this. So if it drops down, retraces back back down, I know for a fact, once I see some type of candlestick pattern, either a doji, either a tweezer bottom, tweezer top, whatever the case may be, once I see some type of pattern, then the next two candles are green, I'm going to go ahead and shoot for the stars.
Okay.
All right. But that's on the hourly. So this will be a swing. All right. So once, and then look, there's other previous levels that I want to identify. Why would I want to identify this? I know for a fact this will be my stop, because if Dell goes up here, I know for a fact this will be a resistance as far as that stock coming down before it moves up back up. So this will be our take profit stop right here because of these previous levels. Excuse me. So once I put all that, order block, same thing. Support resist channel. So look how big that is. You see that? Same thing. Beautiful. I'll leave it alone. All right. So now I have my green line for my daily, my red line for my hourly. Then the thing I want to do here is jump to the 5 minute. Now I want to change that to probably a blue. Okay. But before I do that, I want to identify certain levels. We click that on and look all those greens. Look all those greens and look how it hit before we even put this on, right? We you know, as long as you can identify certain levels just by looking at it, but if you can't, this will be helpful. And this will help you as far as if you're looking at, let's say 6-7 stocks per night for the following day. This would definitely help. But right now for you, I definitely want you to concentrate on SPY and Tesla.
Okay.
And the DEX. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, once we, as you can see, these levels and these chart patterns are very important. All right. So once we put on that support and resistance, and you see how it hit? You see how it touched and went back down? Right here, touched, went back down. Tweezer top touched, went back down, and it finally broke through until the next level. And what happened? It went back down, retraced, consolidation. It was trying to break this level, went back down, and it finally broke today. So these here will be levels that I would definitely mark, and I will put those in blue for the 5 minutes. So that's one. That's one. Here, 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 here. That's the support. Now let's look at what type of resistance going on here. And there's really none. Wow. So this bad boy wants to fly. There's really no resistance. Now let's look at the order block, see what's going on. Now we can see, you see how I use both now, because they are, you know, some of them for some reason they do the same thing, but some give some type of pertinent information better than the other. All right. So this is why I'm going to use it. Now I can see certain resistance that I can follow. Now I know for a fact, even if we go for a play, let's say tomorrow, then we know for a fact this is the level that worries me to see if it breaks before we go into a play, because of course we, you know, we didn't go in it back in September 8th or I'm sorry, earlier this morning. We didn't go into it. Had we gone into it, we would have been up here, just like SPY. So I'm not even going to worry about that yet. We missed this run. Okay. So now I'm looking for the next run. And the way I'm looking for the next one is it has to break a level only, either break it or bounce from it. That is
I guess that's where can you stretch it out a little bit and go back towards the bottom?
Sure.
No, make it like, so it's not so tight. Okay. So if you're in the play and you have your lines, okay, so let me see, where do I want to go? If you look at, where is that? See about let's go like the 15, where it says 1500 or 15 o'clock.
15.
Right here.
Here.
Here. Okay. So say that, go back a little bit to that first red candle.
Right here.
Right there. Okay. So say that you're getting into play and it hit that bottom line for support and it broke through. I mean, how do you know if it's going to continue to go down or if it's going to bounce? Because it never really, kind of hit that, the wicks hit that line. Like, when would you get out the trade? Because say if you're in a put, okay, say you're in a put with that big red candle, you're in a put, it's going down, it hit that line, you get a green candle, and then it goes back up to where that red candle, would you get out at that point? How do you know it's going to continue to go down?
This is when you put your order block on. And we're going to put it on
Okay.
right now. I mean, your orb, I'm sorry, your orb 5 on. And let's see what the orb 5. So the orb 5, it started when this started. So right here today, not what 9. All right, so 9:30 right here, right? So let's look at this. Once we put our orb on, let's see what happens. Okay, so you're saying that 1500, I probably would have stayed in there. Why? Because it's way over the order block, way over the orb. Okay, and if it goes down, it just probably retest. Now, here's the important thing here. Once we go over here, and then you see that big red candle, that's when I probably would have got out. The next candle, right? Because right now it went back inside the orb. And now there's a 50-50 chance. See how it's in the middle? There's a 50-50 chance that it may bounce or may continue on the downtrend. So then if we would have got in some type, let's say here, and it went down and we probably lost a couple of dollars, then I would have told you guys, oh shit, okay, let's get out. Okay. So now let's go back to SPY. The same thing that happened today with SPY. Same shit that happened today. It was around, yeah, that big red candle. It got a lot of people scared right here. All right. And I was saying, no, the support is that orb. Make sure you, and we, like I said, we spoke about it yesterday. It was that support is that orb. So I'm going to make sure that I follow the orb as best as I can, because we was watching SPY since the beginning. And once I saw this gap, I knew to go in. Okay, I was waiting for it to, and then I showed you guys the tweezer bottom.
What tweezer bottom?
Right here.
Oh, don't the bodies need to be the same size? The bottom.
Not only that, it hit that line. You see how it hit that line? They want to go through, and then that next candle was green. I was like, okay, this could be a tweezer bottom, and that's when I posted it. When did I post that? Around 10. I gotta load up. Go back up all the way. Exactly. Tweezer top is tanking, and then when we got to it, yeah, and I showed you there was a right here. There was a major resistance right here. That was the previous. Yeah, see this particular resistance? All right. And then I looked back to that resistance and it was here. I was like, okay, this is going to be a major resistance if it doesn't push up. And what happened? It resisted and it went down. It went back down.
Okay, we're going back, Gabe. So if you're in the place, so if you have your orb on, when do you get in? Okay, because this is what I see. I'm not getting into this play until probably the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th candle.
After broke through.
Like one, I'm gonna keep going. I'm getting in right there. No, one more over. Okay, you're getting in about right there, correct?
And I think I got in here. I got in halfway here, and you got in. I think you got in here or here, and then that shit just shot down.
So if you got in there, or I got in there, and so you're in the play, and you keep going, it's going up, 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 and then you hit those big red candles. Aren't you basically losing all of you're negative now? So
yeah, we were negative. I was negative too.
No, keep going. Like if you where the big one is, right the here? Big red. Because you stayed in for a while right here. So when you get to that one, aren't you getting out at that point?
Yeah. Actually, I got out after I was 90-something% and so forth.
That was later in the day. Okay, so it was the other red candle.
Right.
Okay.
So I got out when I was like 90-something, because when I saw this, I was like, oh shit, you know what? It's time to get out. And that's what we did. I got out.
Because I think I'm having trouble getting out, like when it starts to be in the red by a certain percent. It's like, okay, you're past your tap out. Why are you still in the trade? And that's why I got out. I was like down $30. I was like, let me just get out.
And I should, you know what? And I should have said something. I think I was doing something. I was on a phone call. I should have said something. Say, stay. No, don't do it. Stay. And next time, if you're going to get out, go ahead and consult with me to see if it's feasible or not. And I'm going to tell everybody in the room too, just to say, hey, because you know, you and I, we're the only ones that can stay in front of the computer all day.
Yeah.
And so forth. So we can watch these things and so forth for the team. But again, levels matter. Levels matter. So if it drop here, don't worry yet, because of course we have one support here, and then the final support before we got out was the orb. Okay. So that did it, and boom, I went up to 90 something. I got out and so forth, made my little change, and that was it for the day for me. But then this red candle, when I think Jess got into this, made about 30% and so forth before it retracted back up. But again, even previous orbs, you see how that orb is the support, and it went up. Now it went down. Now you see how that orb acted like a resistance, and it went down. So, well, this was another case which is going bonkers here and so forth. We probably would have lost money here both ways for real. And see how this was in a range. It acted as a resistance until it broke through right here and so forth. But levels, again, the levels, once you set your levels every night, or actually just keep it here. Once you set this up, keep it here. Don't do anything else with it, because of course, as you know, these levels they're going to come back. They're going to come back. All right. It's stock tickers, price action is like magnet. They're going to come back and test it. Either there's three things that can happen in a stock in a trading day: test it, go back up, or test it, break through, or be in a range all day. Okay. Now with SPY and Tesla, you know, with news, these bad boys move any direction with any type of news. Okay, it could be some type of pandemic, it could be this and that, whatever the case may be, the speaker, Powell speaking and so forth like that. So we definitely have to watch. So once Powell spoke and I saw this, the first thing I said, what did the first thing I said?
What do you mean?
Well, after 9:30, 9:45, what the first thing I said? This gap has to be filled.
That's the previous day, though, right?
No, that's today.
The previous day?
That's today.
So what time is it?
This is today. I told everybody this. Let's see. Acting like resistance. Tweezer bottom. I was showing you the tweezer bottom. This is the tweezer bottom here. Where was I said that? Yeah, see, it was trying to fill. So I was telling everybody that, remember, gaps has to be filled. This was at 9:31. Once I saw this big thing, I was like, oh shit, gaps has to be filled. Gaps has to be filled at 9:31.
Okay, but that's a gap down from the previous day.
No, that's today. Remember, it was up here. It was bound to go up, right? But remember, with Powell speaking at 9:10, remember, and so forth. So something just happened where it just dropped. Remember,
is that pre-market?
Yeah, that's pre-market.
Oh, you have pre-market. Okay.
No, I don't have pre-market. I don't have pre-market on.
Because that was yesterday, the 7th. That red candle right there is the 7th.
Right, and then today, what happened? It gapped down. It
gapped down. Okay, right. So from the previous day, it gapped down.
Right. So I said, once I saw this gap down, once I saw where SPY was right here, after Powell spoke, because when Powell speak, the whole fucking market go down. All right, and then at 9:30, I was like, oh, look at this huge gap. I was like, oh shit, this gap has to be filled. And with SPY, it usually fills fast. Usually another day or so, but damn, it within 10, 15, 20, less than 20 minutes, that gap was filled. You know what I'm saying? By 10, 15, 45 minutes, that gap was filled already. So when I got in around here, I think I got in the middle here. I think you got in about a couple of minutes after me. When did you get in?
For me, Let me see. I got in
at 9:44.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got in at 9:44, and then I made the call here. What time was it?
No, because my contract was higher than yours.
Right, because you got in a little bit after me. What time did
I got in at, what time is this? No, that ain't it. The $400 call. Okay, I got in at 9:44, which would have been 9:44.
Yeah, you got in at 9:44, and I think I got in around, a little bit earlier at 9. Yeah, about 9:40 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, have your orb 5 on and ready, because I saw this. I was like, okay, once that bad boy go up, and then it stayed above this level. Only thing I'm watching now is levels and the orb. You see how it stayed here? It stayed, and I think you got in here about 9:44. Yeah, 9:44, and then boom, that shit just dropped a couple of minutes later.
Is that 10:04?
10, yeah, about 10, 10:05, yeah.
Yeah, that's when I got out.
Yeah, and then right after that, what happened? That next candle was green, and it shot the hell up.
I was hot.
It shot the hell up. Now, remember what I always tell you. You always wait for the next candle to turn that particular color before we get out. Now, if that would have been a red and it would have went under, and I knew for a fact another big red candle would have hit, yeah, we would have got out. I said, fuck, like, oh, shit. Reason why I said fuck, yeah, I said, fuck.
I'm out.
I said, I was like, fuck. I didn't want anybody to get out. Yeah, I was like, damn, I shouldn't have said that. And I was like, fuck. And then I was just watching it. I didn't even touch the 1 minute or the 3 minute. I didn't even do anything. I was just watching this level. And then when it hit here and then it touched this 395 and it stayed there, I was like, oh, it might have a chance. And sure enough, that reversal, well, it wasn't a doji yet, but I was like, oh man, nah, let me stay. And once I stayed, it just shot up. It just shot up like that. So my bad for saying fuck, because it was a fuck, because a couple of you guys got in a little bit late, and I was like, damn, I didn't want anybody to lose money, because I knew for a fact this bad boy was going to go. And remember, I think I said it too. Remember, what I said? Somewhere I said I want this bad boy to hit 100%. I said we're aiming for 100%.
You sure did,
right here. Yeah. Yep. We're aiming for 100%, and we was close to 100%. I think, yeah, close to 100%. And I got out around 90s. What was it? Yeah, 77%. Yeah. I didn't want to stay any longer because I saw this order block here. I was like, fuck, it's definitely going to go down. So I got out, saw that, got out, and sure enough, right after I got out, it went right back down. I would have lost some money. Even if I would have got back in or stayed in, I still would have lost money, because that theta, this here, and with theta would have ate my shit up, regardless. But yeah, if you would have stayed in, you would have got out at the same time. Yeah. So I'm gonna make it my business not to say shit until I get out.
No, say fuck. Don't sell though. Just don't sell.
I was like, fuck. Yeah. I was like, yeah. And I'm good for that. I usually say hold, and I didn't say nothing. I usually say hold, but it's all right. We're gonna get that money back. But yeah, these levels, especially with SPY and Tesla, for you, that's all I want you to do from now on. Just set these levels. Once you set them, okay, keep them there, because they're always going to come back to it. I don't care what time frame. I'm sorry. Yeah, I wouldn't say time frame, but I don't care what month or week it is. As you can see, even this level here, it's been hit so many times and it broke through right here. So all these levels are from previous price action. All right. So again, those price action would always come back, and they will help us in the trade as far as staying in or getting out. And then right here, the orb. Right now, I'm noticing the orb is when I've been told you guys, the orb is a very powerful tool. Now it's more powerful because now it's going to be acting as a support or resistance, depending which way the stock goes by 9:30 to 10 o'clock. Okay. And the day before that, we spoke about it. And I don't care what stock we go to, same thing. It would act as a resistance right here, and it went down. Right here, it acted a little bit as a resistance, but it went up. Gap down right here, it went up. See, it was a support here, and it's continuing to support for MU right here. Let's go to HD. Same thing, acted like support here. Same thing after it went up. This is acting like support. So as long as it doesn't go down, even if it goes down here, that's when a lot of people get scared. And that's when the market makers know what's going on. And that was the same thing that happened today with SPY. See how it went down into the orb, but it didn't touch. But I knew my levels was here. And then I think that's why, and I said, you know what? I'm getting in again, and I'm going to swing it. I might be mistaken tomorrow because now these shits here, it might stomp it out, but I'll probably get out before then. But I'm hoping tomorrow will be a nice green day. If not, then yeah, I'm gonna get out first thing. But yeah, so now with these levels, very important now, very important. So I don't even want you to try to figure out levels anymore. I just want you to use these two to go ahead and set those levels, because I see for right now these levels are the true levels because of the market makers. These when the market makers came in or came out, came in with calls or came in with puts. Okay. And once they came in with puts, you see how this was a support. This was a support. This red box here was a support for quite some time now. Okay, for a couple 2-3 days ago. All right. Then it gapped down. Now it acted like a resistance. Now this box right here. So that's very important. So this is why I want you to set those levels, because you will always come back to it. When you come back to it, if it breaks, you know for a fact it's going to go up. And if it breaks down or resists, you know for a fact it's going to go the other way. Okay. And then, of course, you have to know your patterns. What type of pattern that this is showing me. You know what I'm saying? If it's a big, always a large candle, it has to get filled. Okay. Always a large candle, it has to get filled. Right here, you see how it was large, it went down, it got filled. Same thing here. See how it went up, real large, it got filled. Right here too, real large, it got filled. So right now, tomorrow for XLE, same thing. It's large, it might get filled, but definitely have to look at the patterns. This is probably a nice little shooting star and so forth. Not a doji, but probably a nice little shooting star. It might go up. It might go up depending. Friday, Friday is Lotto Friday. So we don't know yet, but that orb is going to be our lifesaver. Same thing here. You see how if we would have played puts 2 days ago, and if you would have seen it go up, I would have said to stay in there. Why? There's two reasons. Right now, this is acting like a resistance, and then the orb is going to be our main resistance. Then we know for a fact if it reverses, for a fact it's going to continue on a downward trend. Okay, but if it stays inside the orb, I'm not going to trade it.
Right. Okay.
I'm not, because of course it's topsy-turvy. I don't want anybody to stay in there for a couple of minutes and still lose money. You know what I'm saying? So just like here, nice gap down, and gaps always has to be filled. This gap was September 1st, and it got filled the next day. Right here. So gaps are beautiful. Gaps are beautiful. And then we can use the orb to help us stay in a trade longer throughout the duration of the day. Okay. And of course, with SPY and Tesla, of course, we have to look at the DEX.
Yes.
To see where that's heading. That's another indicator or another tool that we're going to use for that, for our day plays and so forth.
Yes.
Okay. So we have it. I just want you to utilize it. Okay. I just want you to make sure, and I always say levels, no matter what levels. I don't care if we do put some type of chart pattern. If we see chart patterns, okay, consolidation, that's fine. Consolidation, but before at opening, we saw that drop down, and at the second candle, and see how this, okay, this is perfect right here. You see how this was a previous level? So if we would have played XLE today for puts, we would have waited till it got underneath here, and you see how it went up? You probably would have got scared right here, that big green candle. But then this is a resistance, this is a resistance, and our main resistance is the orb 5. So once I see it don't touch or go through, I know for a fact it's going to continue on that trend. This was just a fake out, a huge fake out. So once you get proficient enough with just looking at them and seeing these things, and then once your levels is set, then you got nothing else to worry about. Okay. Got nothing else. We're just going to go in, try to get our 30% and get out. Okay, because we don't know if news, you know, any news, especially with SPY and energy and oil. Yeah. Tomorrow we could be on a nice call, 50-60%, and then tomorrow they say, oh, Exxon bars just got blown up. What will happen? Boom, stock go down, we lose everything. So we stay in, get our 30, get our 40. But I knew for a fact once that gap was filled today, we was going to have 100% day. And we almost did.
Wow. Well, I guess I'll just go back to focusing on my tops.
Nope,
well, I'm just gonna pretty much
nope. I don't want you. Nope. Nothing else, Eldora. Yeah. Nothing else until your account is up there. Nothing else. I don't care what plays I pay. I post. Yeah. Tesla, SPY, and like that other video. SPX too is a good good thing. Here's why: because SPX, you cannot trade SPX pre-market.
Correct.
Okay, you cannot play. So if we would have saw, actually, let me do this. I'm going to show you something. This is change it to 5. So it's 5. All right. Oh no, what the hell I'm doing? Let me go to SPX. I'm sorry. All right. So SPX, orb on. Oh, this is an old one. Okay, but anyway, if we would try to mimic this, another way I can do this. How do I set the time together? There's a way I can sync it. Dang, there's a way. Well, anyway, there was a way I can sync it. But anyway, as you can see here with SPX, okay, this is very helpful because XPX does more. I mean, they go in the same direction, but this gives you intricate details more than SPY. So if you look at this, and if you would have saw, we didn't even see these two candles like this, right? If you go back to SPY, it wasn't, well, it was there, but not as conformed as SPX. Yeah, it had, you see how it had a little wick here at the bottom and the top. XPX really did. Oh shit, they do have the same thing, huh?
I think your bottom has Heikenaichi and your top is candles.
Bastard.
Now I don't know how to change it, but
yeah, I'm gonna change it right now. Okay, there we go. There we go. So let's go back to here. This one here is SPX. Okay. Well, still not giving me what I need. Okay, here we go. So this was the drop down right here. It's not giving me the exact same. I'll fix it later. But anyway.
Yeah, kind of. I see it though.
You see what I mean? So it's in a way.
The other way. Oh, never mind.
No, it's different. It's different. I was trying to, I think it's right here. Same, but see how I don't know. I'll fix it.
Okay.
I'll fix it. But anyway, SPX would tell you a little bit more than SPY. So if I know the direction a little bit, then I'll go ahead play it. And as you see here, this is kind of like, yeah, this is kind of like the same. But with SPX, once we would have saw this early on XPX, I mean, we'd have seen it at the same time, basically. But if you were just watching XPX, you would have known for a fact, oh, once it goes over here, set this level. And SPX levels are strong, stronger than SPY levels. So you might want to do the same thing for SPX. Actually, you have to do the same thing for SPX.
Right.
Have to set but their levels is kind of stronger than anything for some reason. So once once you see this, we're staying in and going for it as long as it doesn't break over. Now, right here at around 12:30, it was trying to break through, but never did. Now, if that second candle, but see, once this candle closed like this, I knew for a fact we was going to go up too. See how this hammer showed up? And once that hammer candle showed up, it went up. Now, if it was a big red candle like this, yeah, I would have been scared. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't think I didn't play here. Just played here and got 50% and got out. So I didn't even watch this. But we got in here. But yeah, just got in here. And then I got back into SPY for a swing later on that day. You didn't see that one too? I know you did. I don't think
I've seen. No, I don't think I've seen that one.
Okay, I scalped Meta. I didn't do too well with
I didn't
Meta.
play anything else.
Where did I? Yeah, and then I start telling people to draw these levels. The same thing. Oh yeah, and then I got into SPY call, and then I said might swing it. So I did swing it. I got in at 178, and it finished around 2 something.
Okay.
2 point something. So we'll see how tomorrow look. Yeah, I was 20% up on SPY close. And just got 50% or something.
Okay.
On a SPY put. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. Oh no, she did AMD. I'm sorry. She did an AMD put. She loved herself some AMD. So yeah, but for us, for you, and I'm going to try to get everybody on the same page once I do a next class, so forth. But levels matter. Okay, we can chart all day, and which is good because we know what direction that the stock is heading. You know what I'm saying?
Charting off of the order blocks in the
SR channel.
That makes charting a whole lot easy.
Right. So you don't have to spend hours.
Yeah, it's already done for you.
Exactly. Yeah. Because remember, before I used to tell you, you have to go all the way back, trying to find certain levels, and then chart it. But no, right now everything is easy for you. You can go click, and continue and keep going on. Even with in between a trade, you know what I'm saying? Even let's say if it surpasses this level, you know for a fact there's different order blocks that's going to pop up. So now if this is blank right here, by tomorrow, if it pops up, then there's going to be different order blocks that you can go ahead and quickly apply, quick support and resistance and just wait for it. So you know what I'm saying? So tomorrow we can definitely do the same thing. And with the order blocks too, with the order blocks, that's it. I mean, I always use my trauma. You know what I'm saying? Love trauma because trauma saves our butts too. Okay. Always going to do that, but we're probably going to use trauma for the longer term period. You know what I'm saying? But trauma always helps also. All right. But now, and I always tell you guys, before using any indicators, we have to know what the stock is saying. We have to know what story this stock is telling us. Okay. And the support and resistance is the key factor. Before anything, support and resistance is the key factor. I don't care how you draw on a chart. If you draw it like this, you draw it like this is a support, this is a resistance. No matter how you put it, no matter how you draw it, no matter how you look at it, this game is done by support and resistance / supply and demand. Okay, this is the supply, this is the demand. Support, Support here, resistance. Support green, resistance red. Simple. So once we set that up, then we'll know exactly what's going on. Now, of course, with the daily, we want to know exactly where the stock is heading, just in case we want to, let's say, all right, fuck it, we'll go ahead and do a swing. You know what I'm saying? Because I see it's strong movement. I look at the DEX. DEX is going to turn green. It looks like it's turning green tomorrow. Fuck it, I'll go ahead and stay in. If I did, you know, if I had 3 contracts, I'll go ahead and cash out 2 with profit and leave the one to run. You know what I'm saying? So that's the mindset that we definitely have to set right now.
Okay.
You know, but again, I'm going to start low again next week. I'm going to, you know, probably start with $300. All right, I'm going, and I hope everybody follows me.
Well, I only can play SPY, so I mean.
Well, yeah. I think that's all we want to play: SPY and Tesla.
Okay.
You know, if everybody want to play anything else, that's fine. Okay. If anybody want to play Meta, HD, Oil, Nvidia, Microsoft, Google, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to keep going back and forth, because then if you look at this, you're trying to watch this level. What happened? You missed all this level and you would have got paid. All right. Because that's the only thing I'm doing now. I have to watch these levels for us. You know, I'm not going to go to anything else but SPY and, well, SPY and XPX. But now I'm going to do, I want snow again. This bastard owed me some money. Little bastard. I want snow. It's been in a range, but it went up and bit. And see, look, snow. Same thing with snow. Same exact thing with snow. This orb today, it acted as a support. And what happened? It never followed through. It shot back up. All right. It went down, filled that gap, and it continued on up until it hit that level. That resistance level. Then it shot back down, got a lot of people scared, which is understandable. People made their profit, or if they held, then they probably would have got stopped out just a tad bit. But then it was a fake out and it went right back up.
Shit, but by then you would have lost, you would have not had, you know, your profits were at the top of that.
Yeah, if you would have started here and went down here, yeah, you would have been negative something.
Yeah.
Negatives. But see how I don't want to really concentrate on snow like that, because see how it's just been crazy the past couple of days. It's just been crazy. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
So we're just gonna have to boil it down to certain stock that's in a, not in a range, but in a path. Okay, that path is either going up or down. That's it. All right. If it's above the orb, we wait. We see what we can do. We chart our levels, and if it sticks, and look at this. You see how this? Remember I said how the grays is still a factor. The grays were previous levels. Now look at this. Look at that. Bam. See how it went down? But it went down to the second one, and then it reversed and went back up. So they always mark, if you see grays in there, mark them, because these were important important price range that something was happening and either broke through or broke down. All right. So even the grays, I don't care if it's gray, something happened then that I want to keep an eye on still.
Okay.
All right. So definitely any grays that you see, mark them. I don't care what time frame it is. If it's on a 4-hour daily, right here. See how that was gray, because that was an important level before. All these grays were important levels before. As you can see, there were important levels. There was a double top right here and it went down. So this level will be super important for me for Tesla right here on a daily, starting August 4th. So right here would be a super important, because if it goes up, what happens right here would be a major resistance. And once that breaks, you know for a fact, and let's see what's going to happen. Once that break, you have from 315 to 333. So you have $15 move right here. From here to here, that's a $15 move once it breaks, because there's nothing else that's stopping it right now.
And that is your, which one do you have on? The order blocks or the support and resistance?
Order blocks.
Oh, order blocks.
Oh, I have both.
You have both of them?
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why.
Huh.
But yeah, you can use one at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the support and resistance. This support and resistance was giving me one key factor. Wow. See that? Same thing, one key factor. That's very important. But when I take it off and I put the order block on, it really didn't show me, but yet the grays still showed me where that factor is. See that gray right here?
Yeah. It's the same as a,
Yep. So that gray, boom, I would have said it right there no matter what. But that's why I want to use both, because one give intricate details and the other one give vast majority of the details.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I use both to capture everything so I won't miss out on anything.
Okay. I got it. All right. Well, I'm going to drop my lines in and
remember, daily, hourly, 5 minutes.
So I know in the video he said he starts with the month. So you're not going back to the month.
I'm not going that back. No. Okay. No, that's too much lines going to be on
especially for day trading.
Yeah, we're not going to stay.
I think if you're swinging, then maybe, but
yeah. Actually, yeah, you're right. So and we're gonna test some stuff on swing. So starting tomorrow, let's see if we can find, and we can probably put that on a paper trade and test it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as the day trade is concerned, nice scalping, day, 1 hour, and 5, and
day,
color code each one.
I'm making my index card with my color code on it now, so it can be consistent.
That's it. So let's rock and roll. I'm going to do that solely right now but I already set my SPY up already.